Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. So today I'm going to be doing 3 looks 1 palette with Chloe Morello's Pretty Fun and Fearless Volume 2 palette. So she's done a Volume 1, but I don't have that palette, and so I've got nothing to compare it to. But this palette itself is definitely on the chopping block, so I need to establish whether I want to keep it in the collection or pass it on. And I'm also going to be doing a get ready with me as well. It's like a 2-in-1 this video. A get ready with me using like chopping block items, whether I want to keep them in the collection, and also project pan. The project pan items I do definitely want to keep in the collection, but the chopping block ones are very much touch and go. Okay, so gorgeous packaging right off the bat. You know, I don't have any complaints about that. So when it comes to the eyeshadows, I've said this before, this baby shade here isn't worth it. You know, isn't worth it even being in the eyeshadow palette. It's very lackluster. That's it there. Doesn't even show up on. I'll swatch it a couple of times. In fact, I'll swatch it 3 times on my hand. There. You can't even see it, guys. I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to try and use that one just because I know how bad it is. And I hate doing products down, especially from YouTubers, just because I like to give my love to their collaborations and support them. But this, guys, I don't know, it's just not a palette that I've loved. Yeah, it's not a palette I've loved, hence it being on the chopping block. So as always, I like to go in with this Revolution Conceal and Define when I'm doing like 3 looks 1 palette. It's a nice concealer for that. It's cheap, so I'm just using this Primark one. Really needs a clean, and I just use this fluffy side here. And I might just do the same looks as I did yesterday. So now what we're going to do is go in with Topless. So this is a really nice white eyeshadow, just basic really, but does the job all over the lid. Nothing to it really. Okay, so in with Ninny. This is like a really cool tone brown. It's really pretty. So how are you all doing, guys? I hope you're all well, staying safe. What have you been up to? How are you passing your days? So this is our 3rd week in lockdown, isolation, whatever you want to call it. But I can't be in complete isolation just because my mum needs me to do certain things for her, like do her tablets. I normally do them once a week, but with the current situation the way it is, I'm trying to do them like so that she has 2 weeks worth of tablets at any given time. So I do need to go and do them every so often. I usually go every day to my mum's. Sorry, we're having to work with natural daylight now, guys. But I've kind of like cut back on it to every other day. So yeah, it's still not ideal. I mean, she'd like me there every day if she could, but we're in natural daylight, but I don't like the lighting. So I'm just going to charge my external light up for a bit. I'll make something to eat and then we'll come back and finish the eyes off. Right, so I've eaten, I've had my tea. It's quite late. Well, it's not quite late, it's about 7 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, we've done that and we've charged my external light as well. So hopefully we should be able to make it through this video without it going again. So I just finished putting Ninny in the crease. I've not done anything else. It's going to be quite a simple look, I think. Let me just see what other shades there is. This Pony, but I want to use that in a separate look. let's put this cocoa shade on the outer corner and through like the crease a touch. I might just use this brush here. This is my BH Cosmetics 122 and I've really been loving using this brush. It's just more precise than my blending brushes, so it's just that shade there, cocoa, which is, it looks brown on camera but it's more like a orange tone based brown. It's really nice. Forgotten what we were talking about earlier. I think it was how everyone's been filling the time during this lockdown that we've been having. I've been watching quite a lot of TV because what else is there to do? That and YouTube, of course. Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of TV, I've been blogging a lot, and I've got recognition on the blog, which is absolutely amazing, something that I thought I would never have. So I'm actually working with a brand at the moment, which is again really amazing. So I'm collaborating with them on the blog. Nothing's gone live yet, but I will let you know when it does. And we're talking about maybe, you know, if this works out well, there'll be future collaborations, so that's amazing. I never thought that would happen to me, but yeah, that's happened. That happened over the last couple of days. So yeah, I don't want to talk about the brand or anything like that, just because it is specific to my blog. And we've decided that, oh, that's the wrong brush. We've decided that any future collaborations for my Instagram or YouTube will be done separately, which sounds like a good idea going forward. I wish they would stop banging upstairs. I don't think I put any on the other eye, did I? And then we're just going to go in with Halo all over the eye, this finger for that. It's a really nice champagne gold shade. This is probably one of the better formulas for an eyeshadow in this palette. And I just build it up to the desired pigmentation. I really like it. It's nice. And this is definitely one of those looks I'd wear as an everyday eye look. Some of these eyeshadows definitely blend better than others. There's no consistency across the eyeshadow palette at all, which I really hate when that happens. So now what I'm going to do, where's my highlighter brush? So because I've used Halo, which normally I would use as an inner corner highlight, I'm going to have to use Topless just to brighten the inner corner up, which I don't normally use matte eyeshadows to do. Right, so this is the eye look, guys. Real pretty. Of course, when I'm doing this eye look for good and not taking it off straight away, I'd probably blend it out a little bit more and take a little bit more care in applying the eyeshadows. But I just wanted to show you the placement of the eyeshadows and also what it looked like. I really like those three eyeshadows, those four eyeshadows. This Topless shade here, Halo, Cocoa, Ninny. I really like those four eyeshadows. This swatches really well, this gold shade, but I don't know what it looks like on the eye. So no, this never happens. I mean, it's not smashed or anything, it's not shattered, but this has come out of the palette. So this is Morello Cherry, I think. It's not one of the better eyeshadows. Is that always going to come out? Yeah, it's always going to come out now, that. I don't know, I'll have to find some super glue for it. We'll leave it in. If it keeps coming out, I'll just bin the eyeshadow. Right, so they can't really be sturdy in the pan. So what we're going to do now is go in with Ninny again. It's a great crease shade that, and it looks nice. So it looks like I'm stuck with a palette now anyway. I mean, it's nice, this Ninny shade, but it's not the best transition in the world. You have to build it up. We're not exactly central. I always do this in videos. Right, so then we're going to go in with Violet. I don't really like these shades, that's why I'm using them now rather than in the third look. Right, so what I did yesterday is I put it in the crease, Violet, and then I put it on the eyelids as well, and then I use this as like a topper. So that shade is called Jelly Bean. So let's do that same look. Because I'm putting it on with this brush, it's actually more pigmented. Yesterday I just tried putting it on with, not that one, losing all my brushes, with this one, and this is more of a fluffy brush. Right, so I'm just going to pop that one there, and I'm going to blend it out again. Right, so then we'll use this brush as well and take it down to the lid. As you can see, it's like for a red burgundy shade, it isn't the most pigmented, but you can build it up, the colour. These just aren't my favourite eyeshadows anyway, these red burgundy shades. I'm pushing myself well out of my comfort zone even using them on camera. It would be like me using a black or a grey eyeshadow. If you was to say to me, what eyeshadows push you out of your comfort zone, what eyeshadows don't you like using, it would be burgundies, reds, even pinks, like really bright pinks, and grey black tones. I hate doing a smoky eye on myself. It looks so fabulous on other people, but when you come to do it on me, or when I come to do it on me, it just, I don't like the look of it at all. Zoom back in now. Right, so that doesn't look too bad. So now we're going to go in and do exactly the same on the other eye, and then we'll use Jelly Bean all over the lid. Now yesterday when I used a Jelly Bean, I thought it was a shimmer. It's not a shimmer, it's a matte with a sheen in, and it's got specks of glitter in it. So once I've done this and I've got ready, I have to go to the pharmacy and pick my mum's tablets up. It's that time of the week, and then I'll have to go and do some more tablets. I mean, she's got pretty much 2 weeks of tablets, but there's no harm in doing a 3rd week. Then I can then I don't need to worry about it for a few weeks. And then with Jelly Bean just all over the lid. Can you see? It's so washed out, it's so pale. I mean, it has got a tiny bit of shimmer to it, but just not much. And I don't think this look would look too bad with a full face of makeup on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use Halo, just as the inner corner highlight. And then the next look is going to obviously be my full face of makeup using the Get Ready With Me project pan and chopping block items, and then we'll come and do a 3rd look with this palette. Right, so instead of foundation, I'm going to be using Rimmel's BB cream, and I'm not going to use my normally I would use this primer, this Mally Perfect Prep Poreless Primer, and I'll tell you the reason why. I'll just tell you what this claims to do. So it's 9 in 1. It says it's long lasting up to 24-hour hydration, and the benefits are, it's 9 benefits in 1 are lightweight, long lasting BB cream. 1, it hydrates up to 24 hours. 2, it primes. 3, helps protect from UV. 4, helps minimise the appearance of pores. Because it helps minimise the pores, I just want to see how much without using that primer that I normally use. Yesterday I used this and I used the primer, and it, like, my makeup absolutely looked flawless. You couldn't see any pores, but I want to see if that happens again. If it doesn't, then it was down to the primer that I used as well as this BB cream. 5 smooths, 6 conceals and covers for an even skin tone, 7 mattifies, 8 brightens, and 9 provides all day long comfort on the skin. So let's just put the Laura Geller Sparkle Hydrating Moisturising Under Makeup Primer on. Love this, guys. It is really, really moisturising. And I like to take it around my eye area just because that's where I'm the dry. And I got this primer in a little set. I think it's called Hollywood Nights or something like that. I've done a video on it anyway, so I'll leave that in the cards somewhere so you can go and check that out. I'm just gonna take a little bit more of this primer because I didn't put as much on this side. We like to be even, don't we, you know, priming and moisturising. And I'll give you a little bit of an update on my skincare regime. Now, I did a Poundland haul and told you that I'm going to be testing Poundland skincare for the rest of April, and it's brought me out in a few spots, blemishes. I've got one here, just under my chin. I don't know if it's the lotions and potions I'm using or it's stress and anxiety. It could be either of those things, but it just seems a little bit coincidental that I'm using a new skincare regime and I'm coming out in blotches. There's also some around here. I think that's it. And then there was some here, but they've died down. I was using that eye cream and, like, on this side of the eyes, I got a couple of spots here. They were really irritating me, so I stopped using the cream. So I'll try and use it again and see if it happens again. Didn't happen on this side, so I don't know if it was the cream or allergic reaction to something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll continue with using the Poundland skincare. If it does it again, then I'm going to have no choice but to stop using it. I mean, I just wanted to see how it worked, to see if it was worth the money, and if it did work out, then I'd continue to buy skincare from that line. But it's not really worth making myself come out in these blemishes, is it? So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna stop using it if that continues to happen. So what we're going to use now, this isn't on chopping block or project pan. I do really like using it. It gives you a really nice glow. It's the Rimmel Good to Glow in 001 Notting Hill Glow. Now we're off by heart. I love it. And with BB cream as well. Yesterday when I did it, I put it on with my fingers, so we'll do that same thing again. It looked really, really nice. And then once I'd put all the product on. It's so runny, this, guys. You can do nothing but put it on with your fingers. Once I'd put all the product on, I just blended it out with a sponge. So I'll just do one side of my face first. And I think this has got an SPF of 15, hasn't it? Yeah. So it's not as good as the Missy one. I mean, this I used to wear a lot in the spring and summer months, just because it literally feels like you've got no makeup on, and I forgot just how good it is until last night when I used it. So yeah, I mean, I don't really need any extra coverage on the cheeks, but let's just put a drop or two on each cheek, and then we'll blend it in with a sponge, if I can find my sponge. Right, so I've just been and washed my hands, so I'm just going to put some of this spray on. It's not the NYX Dewy Finish, by the way, guys. I've spoke about that before. It's the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Spray. So yeah, let's pop a bit of that on, and then we can make sure this BB cream's all blended in, and it gives it an luminous flush as well, which I really like. How are the pores looking? Right, so right off the bat here you can see dry skin, but I get that with every single foundation I use at the moment, just because there's dry skin there. I need to exfoliate really, but I don't have any exfoliator, so that'll have to wait. Maybe I'll do a mask, maybe that'll help it. Give my skin a little bit more moisture. Right, so that's that. Right, so now we're going to move on to concealer. And for concealer, I'm just using this Rimmel Wake Me Up, and I just leave it. I just do it like in the corner here and then the outer corner there, the inner corner and the outer corner. This battery is going to go anytime now, so just be wary of that. Where's that sponge? And then I just kind of like blend it into this area here. And I've noticed, well, I saw someone do it who was on the Mom's Choice side like myself, and she said she got this tip from a makeup artist. And she said if you do it, basically it doesn't show your lines as much, whereas if you put loads of concealer in, the product just ends up like going into your lines. And you can see that I've obviously got lines there, but you can obviously see that there's not a lot of product down. And when you put your powder on, it doesn't like kind of look awful like my powder's been looking. And I've been saying things like, oh, I really don't like this powder, but it's probably the fact that I was putting way too much concealer down. Oh, this is in Project Pan, by the way, if I've not already said. The powder I'm using, just something that is in my shop, my stash. It's the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder in shade 1. And this is the one that I said I really don't like the powder. I'm not a fan of it, I will be honest and just put that out there. But yeah, I'm just trying to use it up, and I'm also trying to look for my ShanXO brush. I've got brushes literally all over the place. So let's just pop some of this powder on, and I don't use a lot at all. Just put some in the cap, and I end up not even using half of that what I put in the cap. Ah, some went in my eye. And this powder, guys, I don't know whether it's light reflecting because it's got glitter in it, but it has real fine particles of glitter in it. I'm going to come close to the camera in a minute and see if you can see it. So it's just here. Can you see the glitter? I know I'm a bit like right in your face, but yeah, I don't normally like powders that have got glitter in it like that, but you can't see it. I did have one by Collection, and that had so much glitter in it I had to declutter it from the collection. And I'm not one of those people that like to declutter new products from the collection. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt. I did use it about 3 or 4 times, and I just didn't like the way it looked on the skin. If it wasn't for the fact that it had glitter in it, it would have been an amazing powder. just because you couldn't see any pores on it or anything like that, and it looked really nice on the skin, apart from the glitter ball that was going on. So I'm going to put that video again in the cards here so you can go and check that out. Right, so now what we're using, bronzer. So let me go and see what I want to use. Well, actually it's this one by Ciate. So I do like Ciate products. It's the Ciate and Olivia Palermo, and I have got quite a few other products from the collection in my from Ciate in my collection. It's just that palette, guys, that Chloe Morello palette and the Ciate palette is just, it's not a favourite. I probably like about half the eyeshadows in the palette, and I don't buy a palette for liking half the eyeshadows, does anyone? But yeah, I just don't like it. But I don't know what to do with it now, especially as I've broken one of the eyeshadows. Originally I'd put it on Depop, but no one wanted to buy it there either, just like with the Kylie Burgundy palette. So I'm either going to have to keep it in the collection and try and use the eyeshadows that I do like, or maybe my mum will want it and she won't be bothered about the one eyeshadow that's come out, because that's going to keep falling out, so I'm going to have to take it out now. But yeah, let's get into bronzing the skin up with my Real Techniques 302. This, guys, is one of the favourite brushes in my collection. I just love it. It looks like a mermaid brush. It's really nice. This bronzer is really nice as well. I'm thinking about putting bronzer on and I've not even put powder on. Where's your head at, Andrea? Right, so I've chosen this Laura Geller one because it's the oldest one in the collection. It's actually a foundation, but I use it as a powder. It's the Balance and Brighten foundation with an SPF of 15, and it's got and it's in the shade Porcelain. Yeah, so I didn't have a powder that was on chopping block. All the powders in my collection I do want to use, and there isn't any that I want to declutter. So I decided to go for my oldest powder, and this one is the oldest one in the collection from what I can remember. So that's that one. So now we can go to bronzer. And this bronzer is quite warm toned, so I don't really put too much on. Right, and then the next product I'm really dreading. I used it yesterday, but I put far too much of it on. So let's try and go in with a light hand today, Andrea. So it's the Tarte Maracuja Cheek Tint. So this video really should be titled Taking Me Out of My Comfort Zone. It's in the shade Light Nectar. So yesterday I used it with this blend. I'm going to dampen it again. Right, and I put the tiniest amount on the back of my hand. Literally is the tiniest amount. I'll probably need more than that. And then onto the blender. And you could probably wear that as like a lip tint as well. I might try that, you know. Might try using it as a lip tint. If it works as a lip tint, I'll probably keep it because it is a gorgeous colour. Right, so next on the agenda is what? It's highlighter. Oh yeah, it's this one. This is actually a baked blusher by Revolution, and it's in the shade Hard Day. It says it's a vivid baked blusher, but it's not, guys. It's a highlighter. Right, so now we're going to be using a powder just to sculpt out the bronzer. And it's the MUA Hydro Powder that I always use. That one's in Project Pan. Right, and then we need to do the brows, because they're not done. I'm going to try and use this. Last night I used it and it was kind of digging into my brows a little bit because there's not much product. There's a tiny minuscule amount. So we'll try using that. I hate chucking even the smallest amount away. Then we're going to go in with that Makeup Gallery brow gel from Poundland. Then of course the eyeshadows. Right, so that's just the brow gel. I love the spoolie on this, like I love it, but it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't bring enough product out. I think I'm going to be using the greens, guys. Either the greens or the rose gold. Right, and then I'm going to go in with Pony, which is this like lavender grey brown, I would say. Using quite the concoction. And that's just to make, yeah, that's just to make the crease a little bit darker. So pretty. Right, now we're going to blend those in, so let's find my blending brush. And what I'm feeling like doing, I'll just show you the shades. I'm feeling like maybe putting excuse me, putting Sol on the inner and outer corner, and then putting Chartreuse just in the centre. So, right, time to go in with the fingers. I hate it when brushes don't work out. Right, so that's the shade. It's a really nice, I'd say it's a forest green shade. Oh, it's just underwhelming. Right, so now let's try putting the Chartreuse in the middle. The Chartreuse feels so much softer and it is so much more pigmented than the darker green. Gorgeous colour, isn't it? I'd really, if I could, I'd like to build up the Sol shade. I think that's about as good as I'm. Oh, great, Andrea, you've made a messy makeup now. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. So we'll move on to the other eye. Which is just so annoying how lackluster it is. In the swatches that I did last night on these green shades, this one in particular, whoops, looked really nice. And if it was pigmented, it would be so nice. I love the Chartreuse shade though. Let's pop a bit more on the other eye. Just try and build Sol up a little bit more on the other eye. Now we need a bit more Chartreuse. Right, that'll do. I'm going to put some more Topless just on the brow bone. Right, then we'll we'll go in with the inner corner highlight. So I'm going to use Halo again. It's just a really nice shade to use as an inner corner highlight. Mascara time. It really gives you that beautiful 3D lash effect, like it says, and it gives you the false lash effect. Now me personally, I can't put false lashes on at all. I've tried and tried and I'm just useless at them. Sometimes in makeup you've got to accept what you can and what you can't do, and I can't put false lashes on. And also another thing I can't do is wing eyeliner. It just looks ridiculous on me because I've got hooded eyes. So like this kind of skin always like folds over, so I can't really do a wing eyeliner, and it would take me forever to even do it anyway. So we're just going to zoom back out. I'll untie my hair. Right, and I need the eyeliner as well. So the eyeliner I've been using, as you probably know, is MAC's Graph Black. And I don't actually mind this one. I would have preferred it if it was in brown. Can't have everything though. At the time of me buying this, it was in a MAC look in a box. And I really liked black mascara. Eyeliner, not mascara. My eyes are watering so bad. I really do want to try that shade tint as lipsticks, just to see if it will give me a bit of a nice lipstick, like a nice lip tint. I don't have any lip tints, and part of me is wondering if this will do the trick. Right. So I could completely ruin this, but if I do, I'll just put a lipstick over it. So I've just got a tiny amount. Whoops, don't fall palette. I've just got a tiny amount on my fingers. I don't think this is going to work. No, that's not working. Right, so what we'll use instead, we'll just go over it with Dior's Underground. This is in my project pan, so we'll just use this. Shall we take this off? Right, so this is what we're looking like, guys. I mean, I really like the eyes. I just wish that Soul shade was a little bit more pigmented, but the Chartreuse eyeshadow more than makes up for it. It's so pigmented and creamy. I don't think, I mean, I was hoping I'd be able to use this as a lip tint. I don't think I would use this again, so I think I'm going to end up decluttering it. I'm also going to, that's fallen. If that's not a sign of me decluttering it, then what is? I'm also decluttering this, not because it's a bad product, but because it's gone dry. I've had it ages and it's gone dry. It's the Colourpop and Kathleen Lights Aquarius lip liner.